So playing the one shot, or the scenario, as I prefer to call them, love you to death. In the does love forgive? But we are joined here today by the Nurse Keeks. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Nurse Keeks. I am your local back alley nurse who rolls dice with questionable work ethics, but you can find me behind any of your local Asda's or Tesco's.
Tesco's, wow.
Tesco's,
You're
yeah,
going up
I'm
in the
moving
world.
up. I know, right? Crazy.
All right. Now,
Next is Sainsbury's.
So we previously rolled your character on another stream. Do you want to introduce them and give them a little bit of a background information, and I'll before I read the first two handouts?
So Dolly is a ex-pharmacist who decided to use her skills in the means of looking into what's the word for it? There is a word for it. Is it macabre or something like that?
Macabre,
Is that the one?
as in like dark, broody kind of like stuff.
Yeah. So some of the macabre things that have been happening that people have told her whilst she dispenses their medication, little mysteries that have been popping up that the local police have yet to look into. So she opened her own little, I believe, her own little private investigation. Closed her pharmacy. That's where she managed to kind of get enough funds to delve out on this little venture, because she's always been one for solving puzzles. And
what's the name of your private investigation company?
Oh, what did I call it? I could go really bland with Dolly's Inc., but I kind of want to put...
Oh, I'll play the music while we're doing this.
It's going to be called Dolly's P.I., but it would be pronounced Dolly's Pie.
Dolly's Pie. Nice. Okay. Right. I'll read the first two handouts. These ones are handed out to you at the start of the game to kind of build your character. But I'll read it out to the people who are watching to give a bit of background of who Dolly Hart is and how it plays into the theatrical story that is about to begin. You grew up in an orphanage. It was a tough life, but one you managed to survive, in large part due to your friendship with another one of the orphans, a young girl named Hattie James. Whenever you got yourself into a scrape, Hattie was always there to stand up for you, be it against the staff or your fellow orphans. As she is older than you, she had more respect amongst the other children than you did. In your eyes, Hattie was always brave and self-confident, and you look up to her. One of your favourite games when you were younger was playing riddles, word games that you used to write down and hide behind a loose tile near the bathtub. Hattie was always better at this game than you, and always used to tease you about it. In a kind-hearted way, of course, Hattie was never mean to you. You remember the day Hattie shared her big secret with you? She found a litter of puppies in an abandoned building near the orphanage and was taking care of them. The shared confidence brought you even closer together. The shared confidence, sorry. And you would sneak off to see the puppies whenever you got the chance. One day, however, you weren't careful enough, and without you realizing, one of the orphanage's staff members noticed you going out and followed you. Luckily, another orphan, Ellen O'Sullivan, got ahead of you and warned you of the danger. Ellen was an Irish girl, younger than both of you, and who always stuck close to you and Hattie. But up until now, or then, had always been too shy to make friends with you both. Thanks to her intervention, the staff member didn't learn about the puppies, and you avoided any consequences of your illicit trips. From that moment on, the three of you were practically inseparable. However, all things must come to an end, and you grew older. Ellen fell in love with you, but you could not reciprocate that love. Heartbroken by your rejection, she told you that she never wanted to see you or Hattie, who she seemed to blame, too, for some reason, ever again. Soon, Ellen was adopted, which made the situation less awkward for you and Hattie, as Ellen had refused all attempts to repair your broken friendship. Not long after her adoption, Ellen started writing letters to you, but did not give you a return address. In fact, she still writes to you every now and then, with the latest letter arriving a couple of weeks ago. You're not too sure where you're not sure how she knows where you live, but presumably looked you up in the city's directory. You still have a faded photograph of the three of you, taken when you were around 12 or 13 years old, in pride or place in your office, though you haven't seen or spoken to Ellen since she left the orphanage. Your friendship with Hattie stood the test of time, even after she married her sweetheart, John May. You see her often as you can, work permitting. And that's the first handout. The second one is January 12th, 1929. My love! This time I'm writing to you from Chicago. I know you still live here, and I hope we'll be able to meet one day. I can see that famous old water tower from the windows of my apartment, and I admire how it's lit by the setting sun. Today was a cloudless and beautiful day, so I could even spot part of the shore from my special high perch up on the roof. No one but you know I come up here. The janitor wouldn't be pleased if he did. He's such a budget, just like our old director at the orphanage. Do you remember him? Someday, I would like to share every sunrise and sunset with you. Our lives would be filled with all the splendid colours of the sky, and our love would be everlasting. Be sure I think about you every day. Know that I plan our next meeting every chance I get. I think I'll be able to make our paths not only cross very soon, but also lead in the same direction. You may no longer recognize me as the woman I was, but deep down, it will still be me. Look forward to more news from me, my darling. Forever yours, Ellen. And with that, we start off the one shot. So the date is Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Oh my. Friday the 15th of February, 1929. You're in your office. It's quite a. It's not large, but it's not moderate. It's not like a broom-side cupboard. It's got enough in the room. You've got a nice fancy desk that you sit behind, a bunch of papers splattered all over the place, a newspaper half folded, mentions on the front cover 7 dead in St. Valentine's Day massacre, and then underneath it's like Al Capone to blame ? Like the pages you flip through, you've seen like some of the gory detail of what it is, but that's all they've been able to get so far. I don't know, does Dolly smoke or drink?
Of course.
Okay. I'd say a lit cigarette sits in an ashtray nearby. You got well, we're obviously still in what's it called?
Prohibition?
Prohibition, yes, that's it. We're still in the Prohibition era, so I'm assuming you've probably hid your alcohol well, or you're just bold enough to have it sat out on a...
Yeah, just I have a sign outside the window and everything.
Yeah, okay. So it's a calm, wintry morning. You see the snow freshly on the ground outside from the snow storm last night. You get a knock on your office door. What do you want to do?
Well, firstly, I'm gonna put my giggle water away.
Yeah, in a little drawer, I'm guessing, next to it on your desk.
Absolutely, it's always got the slot ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to I'm assuming the door's not too far. I'm gonna tell them to come in.
All right. You open up the door. Well, the door opens up, and you notice your old friend Hattie May. Bit tearful. You can see the makeup has kind of ran a little bit around her eyes. She walks in and closes the door. Oh, Dolly, how are you?
Oh my, how are you? Hattie, sit down. What's up?
Oh, well, she looks around. Even though the door's closed, she looks around and makes sure no one's there. I'm sure you've heard the news.
About Al Capone?
The St. Valentine's Day massacre. Yes.
Yeah.
She pulls out a little napkin and wipes her eyes. My dear hubby, John, he was killed last night in that attack.
Okay, I'm gonna offer a hug rather than just force it on. I'm gonna offer her a hug.
As soon as you offer it, she just like leaps into your arms and like holds tightly.
Dr. Hattie, I'm so sorry.
He was a good man. He was not. He. Sure, he worked for the mob, but he didn't deserve it. He wasn't part of the mob. He was just a mechanic.
They don't care about things like that, Hattie.
Oh,
They don't care. He didn't deserve that, but they don't care.
No, that's not all. See, John took our beloved dog, Highball, to work last night, and, well, I've been told that the police have took him. They're going to put him down. He was.
Why would they do that? That makes no sense.
He was such a loving, kind dog, but apparently he was really aggressive and tried to bite the police officers that arrived at the scene.
Well, of course, he was protecting his master. That makes sense.
I just don't. He's never been angry before. I don't understand why. I tried heading straight away to the station this morning to get my dog up, to get Highball back, but they refused to let me even take him.
Did they say when this was going to happen? When they were going to do it?
No, the plan. I'm just putting him down very soon.
That's all they said, just very soon?
Yeah, I mean, you've got contacts in the police, surely.
I mean, I can try. I don't want to give you false hope. I can try, but I'm not promising nothing.
Please, it would. I would. Please, yes. Here, she takes out like a picture of her and Highball. You can see Highball is a German Shepherd, a lovely. Let me find the actual documents for it. Brown and black coat, with soulful brown eyes. Got a little leather collar on him. And she hands that over to you. Here, this should. If they want proof that you're not trying to steal him, this will be the picture. Surely.
Okay. Now, where are you going now? Are you going home?
Yes, I gotta put some things in order, and I don't know. I'll talk to probably some of the other mobsters' wives and see what I can do from here.
Well, listen. If you need to come back at any time, you just let me know. You know you can always stay. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, here as well. She like takes off her silk like scarf, like a velvety red silk scarf. Did I say velvety and silk in the wrong? You know, never mind. She's wearing like a big brown like leather coat. You know, you can give me a psychology roll. It should be in the skills.
Yeah, you'll have to bear with me, Chet, because it's so small.
That is a hard success, unless you want to spend some free luck to make it an extreme.
Hard's good enough.
Yeah. You get the feeling that
my chat's losing it. Yeah. You're gonna save the dog. Calm
down. You get the idea that Hattie, you've known Hattie for the longest time. You feel she's hiding something from you.
I'm gonna grab her hand, not forcefully, just grab her hand.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look her and I'm go, are you sure that's everything?
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like someone's watching me. Ever since a few days back. I don't know.
Do you think someone's following you?
I don't think I don't know. It's I ever
Honey,
since
this is my line of work. If you want, I can trail you for a bit and see if someone is following you.
no, it's fine. It's just Lucille said something, and it's been playing on my mind for the last few days, and I just need to make sure that Highball's okay. Otherwise, I don't know what I don't know what I'd do.
Okay, well you leave me to deal. Well, hopefully deal with the Hairball situation or Highball, wherever it was. And you just focus on what you're gonna focus on right now. If you don't feel safe though, go stay with one of your girlfriends.
Okay, I'll head back to my apartment. You know the one, right? That me and John moved into a year or two back. It's 1144 West Belmont Avenue.
Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah, I'll be waiting there for Highball. And you, of course.
I mean, I could send the dog in alone if you want.
No, I would love just a little bit of company as well. But I need to put some things in order, I think.
That's fine. I'll go see what I can do.
Thank you. She gives you another hug. Before promptly leaving the office. You can see as she leaves, she strikes up a cigarette, just puffs away and walks down the street. So what do you want to do? You have the scarf, Hattie's scarf, and you also have...
Ask why she gave me that scarf.
Oh, basically, you kind of get the idea that Highball will get the scent off it. You know, you've dealt with like police hound dogs before. You know, they get them to sniff stuff and they again then go off. You kind of get the idea that that's probably to make sure that Highball knows you're someone that can be trusted.
Okay, then I am gonna grab a few for on-the-go pieces, pop them in my purse, and head down to the station.
Coolio. You leave your office, locking it up behind and leaving Doll's P.I. or Doll's Pie next to a bakery store.
Oh, wow.
Like it says Dolls, and then like the P.I. for pie is like kind of like split over a little bit. Yeah. So you're making your way down to the police station. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. As you walk down the street, it's quite bitter. It's quite cold. Let's say 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, the wind is picking up. Cars are driving past, and you do spot as you're walking down the street, 2 police officers walking down the street, and a car like driving past, and you hear someone shout, "You schmucks!" as a cup of joe is thrown at one of them as the car drives off. And yeah, but slowly but surely you make your way to the police station. It's quite busy. Obviously people are being brought in. There's a few police like arriving in with their cups of coffee and their donuts. This was before the stereotypes, so they were happily like eating their donuts out in plain view of people. Yeah, make your way inside. You know the all familiar smell of this police station. You know, the smell of burnt coffee, the cheap cigarettes that the police smoke while out on duty, and the occasional old like paper that's like been sat there. You know, it's from like November of last year, hasn't been moved. But some of the officers like pick out pages and use them to dry off their shoes as they walk by. You know, you see a few familiar faces, the desk clerk, who you've spoken to many a times through your private investigations and your jobs that you get done for them. You know, you see Bill, John, the two like office police officers that kind of slack around, and you know, they're kind of like the jokes of the office. They don't really, they're lazy. They don't tend to just sit around and talk about the last game of baseball that they saw. But you also see your old friend, officer. I'm going to horribly butcher this.
Hang on.
What are we holding on?
Hold on to this for a second.
Oh, hold on to this. Oh, okay. There's a small box. There's a lock on it. That's strange. Why'd you lock a small box? Unless there's... Hold on. Shaking it. Okay, there's something inside. Oh, strange. Let's have a look. Standard lock. I could probably pick this. Let's see.
I'm gonna need you to roll for that.
Oh, shit. My lock picking is clearly 50. There you are. Oh, it's another box. How strange. This one has got 2 locks on it. That's very odd. Wonder why they'd be holding a box within a box. It's very strange. Why? Who comes up with these designs?
That's patented.
Patented 2-lock box. Wow. This is surely like the tacticalness of modern society. Okay, these ones got like little locks on, like little like code, like they're asking for a 4-digit code. Okay. Let's try 0000. Ah, that's the first one. I'm assuming it's probably the same for the other one. No. Let's try 1111. Nope. 2222. Nope. 3333. Nope. Strange. Maybe 999, actually. 999 is a pretty good. No? This one doesn't work either. How strange. How long are you gonna be, Keeks?
Oh, I finished a while ago. I
What
was
the
just letting
fuck?
this unfold.
I was doing it while you were waiting. God damn it.
Yeah, no, I was just letting it unfold. I wanted to see
Oh
where it
my
went.
days. How dare. You can take 5 sanity. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, we've got a care package.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. You also spot your old pal, who you've done many jobs for, Officer Chikarsky. I hope I'm saying that right. Chikarsky, I think. You know, the all too familiar. He's average size with an average build, kind of a grizzled appearance. He's got a bit of a rough goatee and mustache around the chops. And he's wearing some thick-rimmed spectacles. He's got a cigar in his hand. And he obviously is sat there or stood there chatting with some of the other police officers. And he turns and goes, "Doll, how are you doing?"
Well, I've been better. How are you doing?
Grabs you into a bit of a shoulder hug. "Oh, I'm just doing great, just grabbing a cup of joe with my boys and starting the day and seeing how it plays out. What are you here for? Got a couple of side jobs of people needing tracked down or something like that?"
Actually, I'm here for a favor.
"A favor, huh?" He takes a big drag of his cigar and puffs it out. "What can I do for you?"
An old A longtime friend of mine.
Mm.
Her husband died last night, and
Oh.
I've
in
been
the-
told that you guys have custody of her dog.
Oh, jeez. Was he part of the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing?
Yeah.
Damn.
I know. Crazy, right?
I'm sorry to hear. Yeah, we brought in a dog last night. I think it was a German Shepherd breed.
Like this, and then I'm gonna show him the photo.
Yeah, that's the dog. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's down in the kennels right now. Things are trying to put him down because apparently,
That's why I'm here.
apparently he was trying to bite 2 police officers that were on the scene before us.
I mean, now wouldn't you? If you just watched your human
Well.
best friend die, would you not start fighting to protect him?
I'd fight anyone. You know me.
Oh, I know you would. You feisty.
Yeah, of course. But look, I'm just doing what we've been paid to do. It's.
I know. I just listen. She's lost her husband. The only thing they had between them, apart from obviously, the marriage and the love, they only had the dog between them. That's her last little piece of them,
Yeah. Oh, tell you what, it wasn't a pretty sight back there last night. It's
So it was 7 of them?
So 7, yeah, 7.
Holy, we'll have to do that cleanup.
Oh well, we've got some boys. Oh, wow. Bill and Ted are meant to be down there, but they're lazy schmucks. That's what they are. They sat there. Come.
We gotta get them working somehow.
I'll come. I'll let you get you the dog. Come on, let's take a walk. Want a cup of Joe?
You know what? Yeah, why not? It's cold out there. It's freezing.
Sure. He puts the cigar in his mouth and pours a hot cup of coffee. There you are.
Thank you very much.
As you are walking through the office, can you give me either a charm or persuade roll?
Wait, let's see what she's gonna.
Oh, actually, while we are here, let me.
Okay.
That is an extreme success. Holy cakes. Let me. Oh, wrong one. I will share with you the backstory. Let me share the hauntings ones. Spoilers. I will share with you the letter. You'll be able to see these in the images thing, but I'll also be able to give you, as you walk through, he's giving a rundown of what happened last night. He's talking about the statement that a Frank Gusenberg handed him. Actually, to be fair, it's in his hand right now. As he's like, oh, I was meant to put this away and put it in a filing cabinet, but here, you can take a look if you want. I trust you.
I don't see anything.
All right, I'll just share it. So this says, statement taken by B. Shikarsky. Shikarsky's first name is Bart. Witness.
It's Churasky.
Yeah. What?
It's Churasky.
Oh, Churasky. Okay. Witness Frank Gusenberg. Place Provident Hospital of Cook County, room 27. On February the 14th, 1929. Despite suffering from 14 gunshot wounds, Mr. Gusenberg initially claimed that no one had opened fire on him. When his level of painkillers was reduced, it was possible to gain limited information concerning the cause of the events. The victims were in the building of 2122 North Clark Street. 2 men dressed in police uniforms and armed with submachine guns entered the property and ordered the occupants to line up facing the wall. Under the pretext of arresting them, the witnesses many times emphasized that a German Shepherd dog also present in the building, started to bark as soon as the killers entered the garage. He claimed that the attackers took several shots at the dog. The animal initially appeared to have been killed, but revived after the gunmen left the building, and was apparently unharmed. The witness did not give any information that could be helpful during the investigation. Signed, Officer Bartholomew Chikarsky, Chicago PD. He also hands you a list of victims. Those being Frank Gusenberg, Peter Gusenberg, Adam Hayers, Albert Karlek, John May, Reinhard Schwimmer, Albert Weinshank. He's like, oh yeah, like they think Al Capone did it. They think what's his name, Machine Gun. Oh yes, Jack McKern. And a few others. Fred Burke, Gus Winkler, Gautier's, Ray Nagant, and I think Claude Maddox. We're trying to get them in, but obviously, like most of the criminal underworld, they're hard to find. Unless you got the right contacts.
Hard to find and even harder to keep hold of, right?
Exactly. Oh, here. Let me just get the key out. He's like, fiddles with the lock. Opens it up. Opens up. The room is dark. A single lamp swings in the middle of the room, but it's turned off. So the room is in pitch darkness. Inside, you do hear a very sharp growl of a canine. As he goes, he goes, whoa, Doc's still angry from last night.
Well, I know I would be.
Oh, yeah, you know.
You can stay, I think, I will tell you what. You stay near the door just in case we need to close it real fast.
Sure, here's the keys to the holding cell. Yeah, just whatever you want with him.
I don't suppose, was there a lead with him, or?
No, but I can let you borrow one of the ones from the other kennels.
Oh, I'll bring it back.
Definitely.
I'm here more than once.
Yeah, well, if you fancy on keeping it, I don't know why you want to, but we can just talk it down and get the city pay for a new one.
Well, it's up to you. Either way, if you need it back, you let me know. I'll bring it back.
Sure thing. Here's the keys.
Thank you.
Like a list, like a huge keychain of keys.
Oh, that's heavy. Thank you.
Well, yeah, they are. So, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to leave my glove on, and I'm going to take from my coat pocket the neckerchief that was given to me, because I'm assuming that's what you meant. The neckerchief.
No, sorry, it was an actual full silk scarf.
Oh, a full silk scarf.
Yep, that was what Hattie handed to you. Red silk scarf. What?
Hold on.
What you done? Are you searching up red silk? You're not reading the scenario, are you?
No. I just don't understand why she'd be wearing that in the middle of winter.
It's a very thick silk scarf.
Have you seen a silk scarf?
Yeah. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Okay, well, we'll roll with it because it is a fantasy book. Sorry, I did a lot of research into 1920s to 1960s fashion for college, so I was just very confused.
I mean, this is what it says in the book, so.
Oh no, I know that. That's why I'm saying it's fantasy. Let's just roll with it. Okay, I'm going to take it from my pocket and hold it out in my hand. Did I get the question of the dog? The question of the name of the dog?
Yes, the dog is called Highball.
Highball. And then I'm just gonna offer it out and just go, Highball. Highball, come here.
Give me a spot hidden. Ooh, that's a fail. Just want to spend luck or
Can
push.
I push it?
Yeah. Ugh.
Well, that's that.
You see, like, in the dark, the dog's all that is illuminated from this dog is the reflection of its eyes and like the snarling like teeth. He, as you get closer and closer, he lets out a loud bark. Because this is a small-ish room, it reverberates quite a lot. Give me a sanity check. As in within this like cage, he does not look particularly human. Oh, you can lose 1 sanity. As you drop the scarf.
That's not what I wanted to do.
69. Nice.
I cannot get rid of the sanity.
Can you not?
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, that's your luck. Never mind.
You cheeky fucker.
There you are. I made the change for you. Should be anyway.
No.
Oh.
Still says. Oh, there we go. Now it's done it.
Ah, there you are. Oh, you have to remember you have to press enter to set it.
I know, but it wouldn't let me type it, let alone set it.
Oh, odd. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that the scarf actually falls quite close to Highball, and you can see after this, he kind of freezes and slowly like leans forward to sniff the scarf. And from this, you feel like the presence of this dog seemed to kind of like suck back into itself as he kind of starts panting and like lays down almost like playfully in front of this scarf.
Highball.
Let's like a little, he like barks again, but this one doesn't seem to reverberate through the room. This one more of like a nice playful bark.
You want to go home?
He lets out like a and he's like gets up.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for the lead before I go up to them.
Oh yeah, here. He like chucks like the lead over for the room. Yeah, I know how the hell I'm going next to that dog.
That's fine. I'm going to attempt to wrap the silken scarf around the dog's neck.
Okay, you kind of like I'm guessing you like interweave it with the collar.
Mm-hmm.
As you like on the collar, you notice like there's a little metal brass like plate that says Highball on it. And wrapped around the collar itself is like a silver anked ankh, I think it's called, medallion. And then
Would you call it an anked medallion?
Yeah. So a silver ankh dangles from a metal ring on the collar as he lets out a bark and playfully licks your face.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Come on, let's get you home. Your mummy's waiting. I'm gonna attach lead, obviously. I'm gonna lead him out the door, handing off the keys to my good friend.
Oh, yeah, cheers. Look, I didn't want to put the
worry,
dog
he's
down
fine.
myself, so thank
It's
you.
okay, no, I understand. But at least this way he's out of your hair, you know?
Yeah, just make sure to stay safe, okay? Look, I don't want to hear your name in the paper.
Oh, don't you worry, I'm fine. Look, that's why she gave me the scarf, because she knew he'd recognize the smell. I'll be fine, don't you worry. You'll see me tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
You know I'm always here.
Ain't that the truth? Well, take
Tell you
care.
what, tomorrow I'll bring the coffee and donuts, yeah?
Dog, you always knew how to treat me right.
Don't worry, I know your favorite flavor and everything. I got you.
Oh, yeah. Right, I'll lock this place up. Right, well, have fun.
Always do. Stay safe. and then I'm gonna head out.
Back out of the police station, you kind of feel like Highball was like pulling to get out of the police station, and now that you're out back onto the busy streets, he kind of like doesn't seem to be pulling as much anymore. I'm assuming you're making your way to Hattie's place.
Absolutely, yes.
So it's about a 5-10 minute walk down the busy streets of Chicago. You find your way slowly but surely to the apartment complex that Hattie lives in, the West Beaumont Avenue. Open your door. You make your way through the lobby, up the stairs, to number 5, where upon arriving, you see that the door is ajar.
I'm gonna knock on it.
There's no oh, yeah.
And poke my head in and go, Hattie?
No response.
Hattie, hon?
You open the door, and the room is unlit. There does seem to have been some presence of Hattie today, but that presence is long gone. There's been no apparent evidence of a break-in as you look around. There is no broken glass, no broken clothes, no broken furniture.
Where's your mom gone,
Highball, he's stayed pretty close to you for now, and he's sniffing the room, looking around, kind of letting out a little whimper.
What's up? Huh?
Ah,
Hattie?
still no response. As you are walking through this apartment, you do find a purse. It's open, with some of the contents spilling out on the floor beside the writing desk. Give me a spot hidden. Ooh, a hard success.
Let's go!
Inside of this purse, which you, looking back, you remember Hattie having in her possession on when she was at your office. Some of the obviously lipstick, like tissues, other things that people have in their little purses. One of the other things you spot is a long 6-inch curved blade. Can you give me either a appraise history or a knowledge roll? But that one would have to be a hard success.
Appraise history or knowledge, was it?
Yep. But for knowledge, you'd have to have a hard success. So knowledge is also your education roll.
I'm gonna say there's nothing on here that says knowledge.
Yeah, it's either educational or knowledge, and I know like intelligence is intelligence or something else. I can't remember. That is a fail on the history, unless you want to spend 17 luck.
Can I push it?
How are you pushing this roll?
By thinking harder.
Well,
if you're trying to remember something,
it's not like more of like it's trying to identify what this blade is. So if you want to like push it, you could like pick up the blade, maybe examine it.
I am going to light one of the desk lamps, place it flat down on the table, and examine it.
Okay.
I will take a magnifying glass out my bag to examine it.
All right. Ooh.
Okay.
You obviously you take out your magnifying glass, and you pick it up, or you take a quick look. I would say just looks like a curved blade to you, and you kind of like put your magnifying glass, you pick up the handle, you kind of look, it's got like a the hilt itself is decorated in a nice floral design. with a large ruby in the pommel of the actual blade itself, the bottom part. The sheath is made of leather, but doesn't like show any sort of embellishment. As you take the blade, you kind of grip the actual sheath a bit too tightly, and it kind of, as you pull it out, you manage to catch like the hand of your finger. Catch a bit of the finger on your hand as you unsheath it, and you drop the blade to the floor. I'd say for this you'd take 1 point of damage. So yeah, you've just been like slashed ever so slightly with this blade. A little bit of blood is starting to trickle out from the wound.
I'm gonna grab my handkerchief from my bag and wrap it around. And then I'm gonna carefully pick up the blade again. To place it back inside.
Are you placing it back inside the purse?
Yeah, inside the sheath.
Oh, yes. Put it back in. What do you... Once the blade, I'd say, falls perfectly back onto the sheath as if nothing's happened.
It's an odd-looking letter opener you got there, Harry. I'm gonna try and, using the desk lamp, see if I can see anything that would show me she's been there recently, not just this morning.
All right. Give me a spot hidden. As you're picking up this lamp and walking around the room, checking every door, checking the bedroom. As a fail, unless you want to spend some luck or push it.
I'll risk it and spend the luck.
Yeah. I'll make the change.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't want to turn it into 400.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you'd search the bedroom. Other than a hastily made bed, there's been sort of no disturbance. The typical things to look for, fingerprints and stuff like that on the door handles. Plate doors and chairs not where they should be. But nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. You walk into the bathroom to look around. You kind of looking around, seeing if any stuff has been turned or has it been changed. You spot a loose tile near the bathtub, kind of reminding you of some childhood memories of the games you used to play with Hattie.
I'm going to attempt with my good hand to loosen the tile.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the tile falls away with ease. Inside, there seems to be a folded piece of paper tucked away, hid like underneath. I will give you a handout with 2 lines on it. I don't know why this is there. Which I'll read out because it's in cursive, and I had to spend ages yesterday trying to figure out what it said.
I can read it if you want.
If you want to read it, be my guest.
Okay, let me take a swig of my drink.
I was like, what the hell does this say?
Okay. Even without being asked, it will answer willingly, and it can speak any and all languages fluently. Although, thankfully, it will not speak first. It will repeat after you the things most asked.
Most versed, I think that says.
Most versed, okay. It has no... Ooh, let me move that up. It has no bones, but has a spine.
Do you want to read the rest of it?
No. It's and... That's an air.
While.
Okay, that's apparently a W. And while it's...
Leaves. You see what I mean? You see what I was saying yesterday when I was like, I don't understand any of this.
How does that make sense? And while its leaves turn...
So I'll read it out. So it has no bone.
No, that's not leaves.
What is it then? Do you want me to read it out? Because once you read it all, it will it can make sense if that makes sense.
That is definitely not leaves.
So it has no bones but has a spine, and while its leaves turn, they do not change color. It cannot speak, yet it's never short of tales to tell.
Okay, I'm not being like that asshole chat. I was taught to write in cursive through school. That's how we were taught to write.
Oh, same. I just never got the hang of it. I also could not find any plain text variant of these handouts. So I for someone who would never be able to read cursive, I have no clue how like a person being handed this handout IRL would be able to figure out what it says.
Because I can assure you now that is not a V. This here is not a V. Like, even if you take the part of the A here that leads in, that is not a V. That has to be a T.
I mean, I'll show you a more high quality version of the text. I managed to get a 4K version of it. This is what it looks like on my side. It's just the quality that I had to screen grab and all that kind of stuff. But those are 2 things that are written down on a small crumpled up piece of paper.
Okay. Well, I'd have maybe rewritten that, honestly, because that is an R. But I'm not one to be picky, even though I'm being picky. Right, carry on.
Yeah, so you like, obviously, either reading it out loud or reading it in your head, you now have this little piece of folded up paper in your hands. What do you want to do?
I mean, I'll place the tile back, I guess. And place the riddle, I'm assuming they're riddles, into my pocket.
You do notice that it definitely is Hattie's handwriting. And you notice that it's very hastily written with how messy it is. Are you thinking back? You remember like the good old days of you and Hattie in the orphanage, where you've just picked up a riddle from her and she's like kind of laughing and you'll never get these ones.
I will go to her desk and see if she has any. In fact, you know what? No, I will take the dog back to my. I'm assuming I've looked around the whole apartment now.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to make my way to my office with the dog.
Okay. As you go to leave, you've still got Highball by the collar, and as you kind of step out of the apartment, you feel that you're no longer Highball's no longer coming with you. He is stood facing away from you, looking back into the house, or back into the apartment.
Highball, come on, boy.
His tail is wagging, but he's not moving.
Okay, in that case, I will head back to the kitchen, check if there's any dog food for him, and if so, pop some into a bowl and make sure he's got water.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to try and entice him into the apartment.
Yep. I mean, as soon as you step back into the apartment, he is his normal self. He's walking around, he's sniffing the place. Obviously, when the food and water is presented, he takes a little bit of a little time to hydrate himself, but doesn't touch the food, and just sits there, wagging his tail, looking up at you.
Now I'm gonna go and see if I can find your mummy. Are you gonna be good while I'm gone?
He has a little playful bark.
I'm gonna pet that dog.
Pet the dog.
I'm gonna ruffle his little ears and go, of course you're gonna be good. And then I'm gonna give him a little boop on the nose and make my way out, shutting the apartment door behind me.
Again, as you go, Highball kind of like jumps up and starts barking. Not playfully this time, but more not aggressive either.
So it's an anxious bark.
Kind of. He kind of he the more he barks, the more that you are like thinking of leaving, the closer he gets to the bookcase in the apartment.
Okay, I'm gonna, against my better judgment, head back into the apartment.
Mhm.
I'm assuming it doesn't not safety lock behind you
No,
because they wouldn't have had that back then.
it's just a standard lock that you can open and close with a key.
I'm going to observe where the dog is, but before I get too far into it, I'm going to also be right back because I need the toilet.
No worries.
And then we'll argue more about cursive. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, do it. I'm gonna take the same time to quickly BRB myself and also go to
We're
the
gonna
toilet.
BRP!
BRP.
Where's my BRB? Oh, I've got a button.
Wobble, 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 wobble. Is it spoopy yet? Is it spoopy? Like, well, thank you, Winter. Thank you. I can guess what it says, not read it. Yeah, I say I had so much trouble with the cursive. Reading it last night, porting it all into Fantasy Grounds. It was just a mess. Not like so other one shots that I've done in the past. They've all had at least a proper version of what the handout should look like, and like a plain text one for people, to just sit and read. So I don't know why they haven't done it for this one. I tried looking online. I tried searching it. Every single one just brought the same like handouts pack back. Thankfully, like the handouts pack for these sort of games are all free. So I was a little annoyed with the with that, but what can you do? I guess. What can you do? To have plain text. Yeah, exactly. You can have plain text. But I've had so much fun recently just reading this sort of stuff. Like reading scenarios, reading different ones, trying to figure out like ones that I want to actually also make into content for people. Because there's a certain level between like Call of Cthulhu and there is like some dark elements of horror within these like sort of books and scenarios, which obviously isn't going to be for everyone, especially for something that you want to try and monetize eventually on YouTube. Although, to be fair, the Graveyards of Arkham did have some really grotesque scenes in it. I don't know if they were. To be fair, I've got YouTube Premium, so I don't know if they actually have adverts on them. But yeah, it's finding what's comfortable for your characters or for your players. I've got like a consent list now, so like an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheet spreadsheet, sorry, that the players can fill out, letting me know what they want and don't want to see in their games. Because the last thing I want to do is for someone to watch or to be in the middle of the game, everyone's like in the zone, and all of a sudden, one of them, a grotesque gore like monster flies through the window, and someone has that fear, and they then they panic or something like that. At least if I know what people's fears and what they're really uncomfortable with. Oh Jesus.
Take a sanity point, baby.
Yeah, at least I can change it.
Now that he's down to 2 sanity.
Oh, that's a lot of sanity.
Yeah, feeding in-game in scenario doggo reminded me my cat needed her second half of her pouch.
Nice.
So she's all fat and happy.
Nice. Yeah, I was just talking about how I've made like the content warning list for players to fill out.
Very good thing.
And Winter says, I can't really know everything. That's true. I hope to kind of. That's why I hand out the list to kind of know as much as I can.
Which is something that was taught to me by Issa because she did it for
Yes.
one of hers.
It
was a Halloween themed one.
The actual book itself for Call of Cthulhu actually dictates, like, talk to your players, like, find out what they are comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with. Because some of the stuff that I've read...
Come on then, big boy. Talk to me.
So, like, some stuff that can be getting games,
Wow.
ritual...
Try to rise them up, chap.
What do you mean?
Try to rush you up, 1920s style.
Imagine.
Come on, man, copper, try me.
Yeah, like, some of the stuff that I've read, time travel.
Oh,
it sounds silly, but that's a genuine fear for some people.
Listen, some people have a fear of ducks watching them from somewhere.
But stuff like rituals, fear of water, unaliving oneself.
Some people have a fear of, and this sounds very strange to some people, but you've got to understand to them it's like a genuine fear. But some people have a genuine fear of their skin touching. Okay, it's not like OCD, but if their skin touches like a certain texture, whereas to us we'd be like, oh, that's kind of gross. To them, it's terrifying. So they are very careful about what they touch, and that's why a lot of people with that fear will wear gloves, because they know the fabric of the glove. They know no matter what they touch outside that glove, they're not going to feel it.
Yeah.
Sorry, nobody asked, but it's just like
no, but like I said,
small amount of people have.
Yeah, like I said, this is why I have the little content list to kind of like know what to change for my players to kind of make it more acceptable. Well, not acceptable. That's the wrong word. More comfortable for people playing. Of course, I want them to be spooked, but I don't want them to be that spooked.
So, for example, as well, like to kind of put into context to how totally different people's fears can be. One of my exes had a fear of blood, but their sister had a fear of pointy chips. So any crunchy or pointy looking chips she would not touch. She had a fear of it getting caught in her throat and cutting it. And her other big fear was churches or the Mona Lisa.
Oh, okay. I don't particularly like being in elevators or lifts, whichever the ones the British phone. You know, I don't like the idea of being stuck in them. So you see it all the time in movies and stuff. But yeah, let's carry on with the game, shall we?
If you're ever confused, think of it this way. The Americans overcomplicate words. So lift is the British one, elevator is the American one.
Oh, okay.
We call them indicators, they call them turn signal.
Okay.
It's just one of them. They like to add an extra word in even though it's not really necessary.
Yeah.
But yes, scare me.